Hello and welcome back to Bible Wits Bible Corner. Today we're going to be in the Old Testament. We're going to be reading out of the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verses 19 through 25, starting with the English Standard Version. Then Nebuchadnezzar was filled with fury, and the expression of his face was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He ordered the furnace heated 7 times more than it was usually heated. And he ordered some of the mighty men of his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their cloaks and their tunics and hats and their other garments, and they were thrown into the burning fiery furnace. Because the king's order was urgent and the furnace overheated, the flame of the fire killed those men who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell bound into the burning fiery furnace. Then King Nebuchadnezzar was astonished and rose up in haste. He declared to his counselors, "Did we not cast 3 men bound into the fire?" They answered and said to the king, "True, O king." He answered and said, "But I see 4 men, unbound, walking in the midst of the fire, and they are not hurt. And the appearance of the 4th is like a son of the gods." Okay, now, the New Century Version. Then Nebuchadnezzar was furious with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and he changed his mind and ordered the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. Then he commanded some of the strongest soldiers in his army to tie up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, throw them into the blazing furnace. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were tied up and thrown into the blazing furnace while still wearing their robes, trousers, turbans, and other clothes. The king's command was very strict, and the furnace was made so hot that the flames killed the strong soldiers who threw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into the furnace. Firmly tied, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell into the blazing furnace. Then King Nebuchadnezzar was so surprised that he jumped to his feet. He asked the men who advised him, "Didn't we tie up only 3 men and throw them into the fire?" They answered, "Yes, O king." The king said, "Look, I see 4 men walking around in the fire. They are not tied up, and they are not burned. The 4th man looks like a son of the gods." Okay. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were going against the king's orders. Basically, the king was telling everyone, "You have to worship me. You cannot worship anyone but me." So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said, "Nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to keep praying to our God, the only God." And as this story says, it made Nebuchadnezzar angry, and we can see what happened. He tied them up, or he had them tied up, had them thrown into a furnace. Something that not a lot of people, but people that I have heard talk about this story seem to miss is that 4th person. That 4th person, with the studies that I have done, is Jesus Christ, walking around with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, saving their lives, keeping them from getting burnt. So, what is your furnace that you are being thrown into? Who is the man that no one expected to see beside you? Is it Jesus Christ? Is it Satan? Who is that man? I hope you find encouragement in this, and I hope you have a wonderful, God-centered day. Bye.